why civility and local engagement is important is because that's how you stay involved, and that's how you work together in a collaborative mode. And I think for our youngsters today to model for others, that's the best way to go about it.
All right, so as always, we want to start with an opening reflection.
Students appreciated having two elected officials, politically opposite, come into their classroom and speak about political polarization and also talk about the job that they do as elected officials. So they introduced civility in political conversation. Within a table group, they would have to talk about one side or the other. First, they had to research one side or the other and then actually speak about that. So some students, that made a big impression on them because they started taking on a different side than they normally would on a certain issue.
I think the Future Leaders Academy has helped me build a ton of skills that I can go out and take into the real world. It's given me a lot of tools that I can go and share with others through collaboration, teamwork, all that kind of stuff.
Senate will come to order. Journal of the day, the secretary will read.
On the legislative field trip, I found it really interesting to get to stand in the offices of the people who work in government and see that it's more than just a political position. Just seeing the way people interacted as well, it's just more human than you see on television.
Jared and Nate spoke a lot about civility in political conversation, and as they started talking about a resolution to make, students started researching whereas statements as well so they could contribute to that. And we were able to have Senator Lovett come and talk to our classroom and be able to present the ideas that they were coming up with and make a trip to Olympia where John sponsored their resolution.
On the field trip, I had a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of new people, and I've never been to the Capitol before, so that was a new experience for me. And sitting in the gallery, watching our resolution get introduced, that was really interesting for me.
At the end, we got to go back to the conference room and hear the firsthand experiences of various legislators. And then we got to even ask them a few questions, which I thought was really insightful.
When students came home from the field trip, they said that they felt like they were closer to government and government felt accessible to them. Some of them said government seemed like a big black box far away. And after that field trip, they felt like they were connecting with government and feeling that it was accessible, that they could be a part of it someday and participate in that.
As part of this program, we did a community service project with all the classes, and we had a clothing drive and a food drive, and I feel like what's really important about that is being able to connect to your community, especially here in Mill Creek.
It's very important for students to get involved in their community. First of all, I don't want any student just to be a number. Stay active, give back to your community. You're the future. We want our students to graduate and come back here and make a difference. And when you're involved in your community, you show ownership in your community and you get to make a difference.
Over the course of this program, I learned a lot about avoiding echo chambers online and hearing voices from many perspectives.
My biggest takeaway from the Building Bridges program is the importance to think creatively. In this program, we were introduced to various cases and we had to think of a solution that normally wouldn't come to mind at first.
I've seen the students grow. I've seen them build confidence and become knowledgeable of the workings of government.
Students are going to take this program, not just for their future, but in their family lives and their social life and on social media, and be aware that it doesn't have to be what they think political conversation is, as they've learned to listen to where another person is coming from, and it's okay to disagree.
I would really like to thank the Building Bridges Project and the Future Leaders Academy. This has been a really great experience, and I felt so blessed and guided through this process to have the opportunity to learn from such incredible people, meet great speakers, and honestly learn what it takes to be a good community member and a really good leader.